Okay, we're going to talk about adding fractions today that may be positive and negative. So let's start first with just a simple example. We're going to strictly right now work with fractions that have common denominators. So for example, let's say I wanted to add the fraction 5/8 with the fraction 1/8. We should remember that when we add fractions, as long as we have a common denominator, it does not change. Since I'm adding two fractions that are over 8, my answer is going to be over 8. And in this case, all I need to do is add the numerators. 5 plus 1 is 6, so I have 6 over 8. Now, we always want to express our answers in simplest form. So remember, when we try to simplify a fraction, we're looking for what can we divide the numerator and the denominator by. In this case, I see that they are both positive numbers and even, so I can know since they're even, I can divide them by 2 right away. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. So in this case, my answer would be 3 over 4. Let's take a look at another example. Let's throw in some negatives now. When we add fractions with negatives, we're going to follow the same rules that we would with integers. So let's say I wanted to add, 4/11 plus negative 2/11. The first thing I'm going to see is that I have one positive and one negative. These are different signs. So when I have a problem with different signs, I know that I should actually subtract. So in this case, the problem I need to solve is 4/11 minus 2/11. Subtracting fractions is just like adding them. My denominator, as long as it is common, stays the same. And all I need to do is subtract the numerators. 4 minus 2 is 2. So I get 2/11. Now, what I need to check is to see if my answer will be positive or negative. So I'm going to look for the bigger number without the negative. So I'm going to compare 4/11 and 2/11. I know that 4/11 is bigger than 2/11, so my answer is going to be positive 2/11. We followed the same steps that we did when we used integers, except now we're using fractions. Let's take a look at another example. Let's try this time 12/17 plus negative 15/17. Again, I have a problem with different signs, and when I have different signs, I know that I should subtract. So I know that I need to take 15/17 minus 12/17. 15 minus 12 is 3, so this gives me 3/17. So right away, I know that the numerical part of my answer is 3 over 17. And now I need to decide whether it's positive or negative. So I'm going to look at my original problem. I have 12/17 and 15/17. I know that 15 is bigger than 12. So I'm going to keep the sign of the 15/17, which is negative. So my answer here is negative 3 over 17. One or two more examples here. Let's take a look at this one. Let's say I wanted to add negative 2/5 plus negative 1/5. Now, same steps. I'm going to ask myself, same signs or different signs? In this case, I have the same signs. And when I have the same signs, I know that I add. So I have 2/5 plus 1/5, which I know the 5 stays the same, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So I know the numerical part of my answer here is 3/5. But since both the numbers I were adding are negative, I know my answer needs to be negative. So my answer here is 3/5. So adding fractions with negative signs is the same as adding integers with negative signs. We follow the same rules. And if we have like denominators, all we need to do is really add the numerators together following our rules. Now that you've got a couple examples, go ahead and complete the practice problems in the PlayPosit.